Hi, I'm Matt and welcome to my video. I will be covering recent gaming news as well as some other gaming related things in this video. I'm grateful for any feedback, so if you feel the need to do so, please go ahead. I will now get into some gaming news from this past week or so. If you've watched my Sometime with Matt videos, especially my latest one, then you may know this is my first gaming focused news episode. So this is a bit of a shift from the sort of over an hour or so videos where I combined gaming and tech together in one. Thought I'd just break them up into two separate videos and cover a bit more for each. Hopefully everything goes okay, and if you like it, that's good. And I may change the format around in the future, but it will likely be this way for quite a while. It's a bit of a shorter video than my shorter intro than my previous videos. But yeah, I'll get into some game stuff now. So first, I'll do a bit of quick quick news on. It's probably probably be a bit longer than won't be quick. But yeah, Lord of the Rings Gollum. So covered this a few times in a few my older episodes, sometime with Matt and stuff. But yeah, it's currently the worst reviewed game of 2023, going by Metacritic and Steam and a few other sites. Is also the worst reviewed game apparently that is released to date on the PS5 with a Metascore of 34. That's a critic score and a user score of 1.1, which is really dreadful. Yeah, as mentioned on Steam, it's also receiving uh, pretty bad reviews. It's currently sitting at mostly negative, with only 29% of recent reviews being positive. And on Xbox consoles, it's also being similarly panned. Maybe it's lower on PS5 because it performs worse, or you just expect the game to work like out of the box and generally to be vetted before it's released on a major console usually. And I think on the PC, I think more people are used to these sort of issues. But it's still unacceptable that this game was even allowed to be released, and no game should be released in this sort of state. It's absolutely ridiculous. And along with the awful gameplay and story, the game also has a price that's usually reserved for more polished AAA games. I couldn't really imagine paying anything for this game, let alone 50, 60 plus pounds or $70. And also there's paywalled lore content, so that adds adds another extra bit of cost to it if you want to get the whole sort of package. And it does seem a large amount of people didn't buy this game. The all-time peak on Steam is currently, and probably it'll be stuck forever at, of a peak of 758 players. Even if 10 times the peak players bought it on Steam, so like 7.5, 8,000, that's still a pretty huge flop for a new sort of Lord of the Rings based game, I'd say. Especially when considering the money that went into the Gollum's game development and the marketing around it. Yeah, it's perceived a pretty poor reception and sales as well as because of that. It's actually already on deal as well. I think 30% off. So game's been out just over a month maybe, and it's already just flopped so bad, and they've already put it on sale in the Steam Summer sales. So the developer and publisher Daedalic Entertainment, they were working on a second Lord of the Rings game, but this is a second Lord of the Rings. I believe it was a Gollum, like a Gollum sequel, I guess. But this has now been canned. So this is because of recent news that they have decided to shut down their internal game development studio, due to how bad Lord of the Rings Gollum was received and sold, and yeah, and how terribly it was reviewed. So they basically said that going forward, they will no longer develop any games in house, but they will continue to publish games, like just private games. They just won't be developing any more games. Just be going forwards as a publisher, I believe. The development studio, I believe, has been closed, and it looks like a number of developers around 25 working for the internal studio will be losing their jobs. So that's not great, but let's hope they land on their feet and move swiftly into new employment at another studio or wherever they choose to go. Yeah, I don't think you generally don't see this that often, that like a game is so badly received and the sales are so bad that they actually have to close down the game side of their studio and actually stop developing games. You generally don't see this. Just shows how badly the game has done. Just a complete like commercial failure, really. I was kind of surprised when I heard this news, but I guess I shouldn't have been. How given how terrible it is, it's just as I said, you don't generally see this happen that often. I can't really remember another studio that was shut down or closed because of how bad one game they did was. There's other studios that have had laid people off, but not an entire studio basically being shut because of a game's poor reviews and sales. And I did hear some people saying that they were worried for Arcane after Redfall's poor performance and reviews on release, but yeah, I'd say this is a way worse game than that in my opinion. And I would imagine Gollum sold worse as well. So yeah, that's a bit of a Lord of the Rings Gollum news. Probably be the last time I'd speak about it, I would imagine, in any of these episodes, unless something random comes out of the blue, some news regarding it. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I've covered it a few times now, past few weeks. So probably move on from Gollum now and talk about other games instead of bringing it up every week or two. Next, I'll move into Final Fantasy 16. Bit of info on that, bit of news. So, as I mentioned in my latest Sometime in Matt episode, Final Fantasy 16 is receiving pretty high review scores actually on the PS5. It's a timed exclusive game, so it's only on the PS5 currently. It looks like it will release at some point on PC and maybe Xbox consoles, but I think that'll be sometime next year. Maybe this time next year, maybe it's like a year timed exclusive. So recently, since the release of Final Fantasy 16, people playing it on the PS5 have been reporting like some fairly serious hardware issues at points during the game. And yeah, it looks like a number of PS5 users are reporting their consoles overheating and crashing. This seems to be related to a certain boss fight and graphically demanding area, as well as an associated cutscene. The issue was originally restricted, or seemingly restricted, to users running the game in graphics mode, which runs the game, I believe, capped at 30 FPS, but with higher resolution and greater graphical fidelity. Now, though, there are reports of the issue also happening in performance mode as well. I think to a lesser degree, but this mode runs the game at reduced resolution when compared to graphics mode. This allows the PS5 to run the game at, I think it's maybe not locked 60. I've heard it does drop below this occasionally. I had seen some reports of it might be because users aren't having a PS5 properly ventilated, but I mean that could be the case, but it seems like the videos I've seen of it, of the issue happening, the PS5s were in, they were in like just out, like like on a desk or like on like a cabinet or whatnot next to their next to their TV, and seemed fairly well ventilated. It's not like they're crammed into like some little box or like a closet or something. They seem all like sort of open air. So yeah, while that could be an issue, I don't think it doesn't seem to be the issue with this what's going on here. The PS5 is also not warning users of the overheating issues. It seems. I'm guessing usually consoles. I'm not actually sure to be honest, but they might like beep or like report it on screen and give like just a warning message. But yeah, it looks like these aren't. And yes, some users are saying the console beeps and the fan speeds up briefly. This is before the crashing and the shutdown happens. And as far as I can tell, it's not might not be the case, but as far as I can tell, the PS5s that have experienced this issue haven't been damaged and were actually able to start up again. So that's good to know. Although you never know, the consoles may have been damaged, but or maybe the users of consoles which did break haven't actually reported that. So yeah, if you're using a PS5 and Final Fantasy 16, it seems to not be like a massive issue, but there are at least enough people that it's been reported on. So yeah, be careful. It may be best to wait for a response from Square Enix before continuing to play through the game. But I mean, it's up to you. But yeah, as far as I can tell, like so far, Square Enix have not released a statement acknowledging it when I last checked before recording. Maybe they're just like working on something, and hopefully they are looking into possible causes. Maybe I'd imagine with the help of Sony, and yeah, let's hope they find a way to fix the overheating issue. And luckily, it's not 100%, but luckily it does seem this is related to the game and not specifically to the like PS5 hardware of these users malfunctioning. I'd be pretty concerned if my console started malfunctioning this soon after they've been out like 3 years or so, almost. So yeah, maybe they can just release a patch for the specific area of the game. Because yeah, I think generally like most GPUs and console hardware and things are generally built to run at like maximum like I guess there are thermal limits and things built in, obviously why they're crashing so they don't damage themselves, but well hopefully they don't. But yeah, generally like GPUs and stuff, they are, from what I know, designed to run. They're like spec and they're designed to run like demanding things within like their own limitations. So you think this shouldn't really be happening at all. But yeah, it may just be like a game specific thing, it would seem. So yeah, let's just hope they can yeah sort this out at some point, hopefully soon. If they do, I'll do an update on it. And but yeah, definitely I would look at some other sources and things and just check reports, and maybe if you're playing the game, just keep an eye on any sort of response from Square Enix or Sony. I'm guessing, given it seems to be game that just this game, it would probably come from Square Enix. But yeah, just keep an eye on that. So the next bit of news, moving on, is about an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. So it looks like Ubisoft is planning or might be planning on remaking Assassin's Creed Black Flag at some point in the future. This would, yeah, be a remake of what is considered to be one of the best Assassin's Creed games, and it is apparently in the early stages of development. So this means it probably won't be sprung on us anytime soon. I'm guessing, yeah, probably be at the least probably a couple years old. Would have thought, and from what I can tell, Black Flag still holds up pretty well. So yeah, I was kind of surprised by this news. And also, Ubisoft is working on other games, including the next mainline Assassin's Creed Mirage. But yeah, maybe they've just got a bit of extra dev time to add this as well at some point over the next couple of years. Also, I'm guessing because Ubisoft has had a bad couple years, previous couple years, they're looking to potentially restore some consumer faith by remaking a beloved game like Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, they did remaster Assassin's Creed 3, I believe, a little while ago. So I guess this sort of isn't an entirely new direction, but that was a remaster, and the Black Flag remake will be a remake. So a complete sort of build up from the ground up, I would imagine. But yeah, I'm hoping they pull this off and don't mess it up, as yeah, I feel Ubisoft are in a bit of trouble at the moment, and you never know with Ubisoft, they could end up just absolutely messing it up. I actually haven't played Black Flag, but I've yeah watched videos and stuff on it, and friends recommended. I heard a lot of good things about it. Not sure really why I missed this one, but I've played quite a few of the other Assassin's Creed games. Now I probably will grab it on deal at some point and play through it. As yeah, as I said, mostly heard a lot of really good things about it, about Black Flag, and I do really like the pirate theme and the naval gameplay too. So I do want to give it a go at some point, or maybe I'll wait until this remake if it does come out. But I'm guessing that could be a while, so I might just get Black Flag and just play through it. I really hope they don't do something to ruin it or mess with it if they do. If they do decide to do the remake, just keep it as it is and just tweak it and change maybe a few bits, but try and keep the soul of it sort of together and don't like change it too much. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, there aren't a lot of details on this at the moment, but it looks like it will be at least a few years until it will release. I'm unsure whether they might use older assets to speed up the development. In that case, it might get developed quicker, but it could be, as I said, just a complete ground up remake. But yeah, if they need longer to in development to improve the chance of the game being good or performing better, I'm happy with that. Especially given how rough some like big budget games have released the past few months. Yeah, it'd be good if they just kept it cooking for a bit longer just to make sure, or at least you never know, but at least to try and improve the chances of it being decent. And yeah, just add gonna add a little brief bit about the upcoming Assassin's Creed Mirage. So this is from a few weeks ago, I think. But just thought I'd add it in there. Apparently, the map won't be as big as the more recent games. It'll be more of like I guess it'll be an open world, but it won't be quite as expansive as the previous three mainline games. So Ubisoft devs, when asked, compared the map size to Assassin's Creed Unity, which I believe is about 2.4 kilometers squared. And for comparison, the map of Assassin's Creed Origins is approximately 31 square miles. Odyssey is approximately 90 square miles, although a fair bit of Odyssey is just like sea and islands and bits. But yeah, still considerably bigger. And Valhalla, the last mainline Assassin's Creed game, is 38.5 square miles. So the last three Assassin's Creed games are looking to be considerably bigger. But I think yeah, this they did talk about going back to sort of more the Assassin's Creed roots. So like a smaller map, still of a decent size, I guess, just confined to like the city of Baghdad, and probably could be more like instead of being like open expanses and stuff, it'd be more detailed, more focused within that smaller map. So that'd be really interesting to see. I'm looking forward to Mirage actually, and I'll yeah do some coverage on that when it comes out at the beginning. I believe the beginning of October, the 12th of October. Next, couple bits of news are about more remakes and remasters. Kind of guess talk about and speculation about remakes and remasters is a bit more prevalent in a time where like where yeah, fair few AAA and modern games don't quite meet expectations. But yeah, we'll have to see. But more potential Resident Evil remakes. So apparently Capcom aren't ruling out doing more remakes of games from the Resident Evil series after the success of their remakes for Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4. I'd be pretty surprised if they didn't do any more. I played and really enjoyed the RE2 and 3 remakes, and I'm planning on getting and playing through the RE4 remake as well at some point. Now, this might be a bit unlikely, but my guess is they may remake again the original game, although this is already remade for the GameCube and PC and other consoles with the HD remake. And I have actually played through the remake on PC through Steam and also Resident Evil Zero. And yeah, I think it'd be cool if they remade those as well in the Capcom's latest edition of the RE engine. Because yeah, I really did like them, and I did like how they were fine as they were, but they're really good as they were. But yeah, it would be cool if they did them in the new RE engine as well to experience it in that. And yeah, it also looks like Capcom may remake Resident Evil 5 as well as some other spin-off titles in the series, like Resident Evil Code Veronica. Like that wasn't ruled out either, so that could be quite interesting. That's another Resident Evil I want to go and play is Code Veronica. Actually, do have it, but yeah, haven't played it yet. And yeah, Capcom did say that they are, just quoting them, carrying out discussions regarding the future expansion of this series so it can be enjoyed. So yeah, given that bit of info, a bit of quote, just hopefully does mean they're going to make more remakes. So they have done a great job so far. Really, really great, great games. The remakes that they've done of 2, 3, and 4. Definitely, definitely going to be keeping an eye on this. But but given it will be likely news, I doubt doubt I'd miss it if anything is announced. Or yeah, we'll just have to wait and see with this one. But yeah, I think if they did 1 and 0 and Code Veronica, I'd be pretty happy with that. And yeah, the next one's instead of a remake, a remaster. So this is potential Red Dead Redemption remaster news. So somewhat similar again, but this time for a remaster of Red Dead Redemption. Apparently, some Red Dead fans have had a look over Take-Two's financial report from earlier this year, and this has led to some speculating that Rockstar may be developing a remaster of Red Dead Redemption. And yeah, weirdly, it was reported a year ago that Rockstar had cancelled plans to remaster Red Dead Redemption and also actually GTA 4. But they might just be saying that to cover it up, the development up. You never know of the development of these games, just to keep it sort of more hidden. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Rockstar would make a good chunk of cash if they did remaster Red Dead and yeah, I guess also GTA 4, as long as they remastered them pretty well. But yeah, I do have a bit of some concerns. They don't have as good of a track record as Capcom, I guess. Now, neither Rockstar or nor Take-Two have officially announced or acknowledged anything so far. So this news sort of comes from speculated from a part quoted from the financial report, which details plans to, and I quote, launch 2 new iterations of previously released titles and 3 independent titles. It also mentioned about the time frame of these being before the next fiscal year. So this is any time from now until March of next year. So any time from now until March 2024. And as I quickly brought up, I have also heard rumors of a remake for GTA 4, although I wouldn't think they'd do that anytime soon. But yeah, you never know. But yeah, my only reasoning is just because of how poorly received the GTA Definitive Edition was, which remastered GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. But yeah, you may never know. Rockstar, maybe they just didn't care about the backlash they received. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. And also, given that Take-Two have other game studios under the belt, they could also be referring in the financial report to other game franchises that they're sort of in control of. So yeah, it could be completely different games. Some other games that another studio under them has developed, or game series in the past. Yeah, I think a remaster of Red Dead Redemption would be really great, and even a remaster of GTA 4 would be cool. But I'm a bit concerned given how rough the GTA Definitive Edition was, especially on launch. I know that I think they have improved it a bit, but from what I've heard, it's still just the inferior version to play the games. And you can't actually buy, like I've got GTA 3 Vice City and San Andreas, like the original editions. I guess they're not original because they have been updated compared to like the PS2 launches and Xbox and stuff. But they're yeah, still have them, but they don't sell them anymore on Steam. So I don't think you can pick them up. The only way to pick them up would be to, I guess, download them off some site or get physical copies or something along those lines. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame that they didn't just keep those ones on Steam and digital storefronts. But yeah, that's another story for another time, I guess. But just a bit of a bit to add. Now, I have played both Red Dead Redemption and GTA 4, and I think I did prefer Red Dead Redemption over GTA 4, but I didn't actually finish GTA 4. I've completed Red Dead, but yeah, not GTA 4. But I'm thinking about going back and playing through GTA 4 at some point because I don't remember much of it. I played through most of it, I think, but I didn't end up finishing it. But yeah, I did go through and finish Red Dead Redemption. I think it was about 3 or 4 months ago, and yeah, it still holds up really well actually. I was yeah, did quite like it, completed it. Played Undead Nightmare as well. And yeah, that would be cool. It's cool if they did Undead Nightmare for Red Dead 2. I don't know if they will, but yeah, it was good on the old game. So yeah, still holds up pretty well. So yeah, remaster would be nice. As yeah, as long as they don't ruin it, that would be pretty good. But yeah, I do, as I said, do have some concerns with it if they were to remaster Red Dead Redemption or even GTA 4. So I think that's basically the main main sort of game stuff I wanted to cover this week. I'll just move into some more stuff. Still got a bit to cover here on new and upcoming games and deals. So I will yeah, move into that. So the first newer upcoming games. This will be first one I'll talk about is Guilt. It's spelled GYLT, all capitals. Now I mentioned this game in the latest episode of Sometime on Matt, but yeah, it's now released July 6th. It hasn't got many reviews so far, but enough to give it a positive review rating on Steam. Looks like currently 92% of user reviews were positive. So if you're interested, go check it out. It's like a narrative horror adventure sort of puzzle game with quite a nice art style. Yeah, it might interest you. It is 16.99 and it is a full release, not early access. But yeah, it looks quite interesting actually. I looked at some of the reviews. Apparently, the developers, they're called Tequila Works. Their previous games are apparently like quite well received as well. So yeah, it looks like it will be a cool game. May try it at some point in the future, especially now considering it does have seems to have a good reception and is on previous previous gen consoles, current gen, and PC. So you can pick up on yeah most platforms. And the next game, this is upcoming games now. So next one is the Legend of Heroes: Trails into Revio or Reverie. Not quite sure. Um, yeah, this is another cool looking game. Looks like a good JRPG. I haven't played any of the games in the Legend of Heroes series. I think I may have heard about it before, but when looking into this game, this is the first time I've properly seen the games. So, and most of the previous installments in the Legend of Heroes series, yeah, they're all pretty positively reviewed on Steam, from what I could tell. Um, they're also on console as well, so you pick them up there. Yeah, I thought I'd add this to the list of, as I haven't really played many, really any JRPGs that I can think of, and it's something different to what I usually play. It's been interesting, like some of the Dragon Quest games. I've got one of them, one of the PS2 ones, but I haven't played it. I might give, yeah, one of the Dragon Quest games a go, or one of the new ones, or one of the like Nino Kuni games. They look quite interesting. I believe they're all JRPGs. Might be getting that wrong, but I think they are. Yeah, this I guess kind of has that similar sort of feel. But yeah, it's just something different. And I know a load of JRPGs, and know of a bunch of them. But yeah, it's just something I haven't really played before, and I'd yeah like to try them at some point. I'm pretty sure I've heard that like most JRPGs are really quite long games, so something to sink hours into, I guess, if you want to. And yeah, this one, the Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie, it yeah releases July 7th, so that'll be actually today when I record this. No Steam reviews for the moment, but in the next game news episode, more than likely next Friday, I'll might do a little update in the new game section maybe for this. Yeah, next week. And the next game is Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. So I heard a bit about the first game. Haven't played the first game, but yeah, I've heard very good things about it. The sequel is apparently set 5 years after the events of the first game, and yeah, it's a direct sequel, I guess. Is it's releasing for consoles and PC, and this is on the 12th of July. So Oxenfree, the first game is a supernatural thriller, and yeah, it's very positive reviews from what I can tell, from looking them up on Steam. So if you liked that game, the sequel likely would be one to check out. It also is on deal at the moment, I guess, with the Steam summer deals. Summer sale is on deal for £1 like 40, £1 40, £1 43. So if you want to pick that up, it's going for a pretty good discount at the moment. But yeah, it's not generally my type of game, but I have heard about Oxenfree and it being a good game before, so thought I'd just add this in there. Something, yeah, a bit different though to what I usually play. But yeah, might give it a try in the future. I'll yeah, just have to see. And next game is Exo Primal. So this game I'm actually fairly interested in. I saw it, I think, maybe last year at the PC gaming show. I think they did a little bit about it this year. I can't quite remember, but I did see it a while ago, and I've sort of kept sort of a little eye on it for since. So it releases for consoles and PC. That's the end of next week, so July 14th, and it is actually releasing for last gen consoles as well as current gen and PC. And it is actually developed and published by Capcom as well, so that's cool. Using the RE engine, so yeah, that's quite interesting. And apparently, it's not related to the Dino Crisis series of games, but the producer on the Dino Crisis games is actually involved in the development and production of Exo Primal. So that's yeah, just another bit of interesting info on the game. So Exo Primal is a third-person shooter action game where you fight against hordes of dinosaurs. I guess it's kind of zombie horde-esque, but dinosaurs. And you basically have I guess they're like exoskeleton or like power armor suits, and you have to battle all these hordes of dinosaurs. So yeah, it looks quite interesting. Quite into my dinosaur games. So yeah, it'd be cool to cover this more when it's out. But I do have some plans actually for this game when it releases. I'll probably be trying it on Game Pass, so might do a video or two on it, maybe like an impressions, and if I end up really enjoying it, I might do maybe like a review on it. I'll probably do like impressions first, just to see what sort of once I've just played it a bit and just share my thoughts on it and stuff. So that'll be interesting. I'll cover it again in next week's episode, I think, and hopefully sort of some reviews and stuff will be out by then. So do a bit more coverage on it and detail some plans for it maybe. That's yeah, coming July 14th. So yeah, that's the new and upcoming section finished. I'll move on to the game deals. So this will be similar kind of to the sometime in that episode, the last one where I covered some of the Steam summer sales, because the Steam summer sale is still ongoing. So yeah, get into some more of those deals. And yeah, if you want to, I did cover, yeah, as I said, a fair few deals in my episode of sometime in May. I think episode 7, so the last one, most latest one. So yeah, go and watch that if you feel like it, and wanted to get my thoughts on some other deals. So the deals will be running until the 13th of July, but I've seen a few games that are like Oxenfree is apparently on deal to the 19th. So there will be probably a few games that go past that, but generally it will be going to the 13th of July. And I think I'll go over some games I bought, as well as some games that looked interesting or good to me. So the game I'll start with, or the next few games I've actually bought during these sales and previous ones. So first game, bought Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero. So bought this with it during these deals, and both are on sale. I believe both are on sale for £8.24. So probably about a $9-10 or so. So a fairly decent discount on those two. And yeah, both are big. Have a big fan base. Both are very positive reviewed, and a few friends of mine have also strongly recommended them to me. Yeah, I've known about them for a while. I have wanted to try Subnautica for a while, and yeah, finally bought it. And just yeah, I don't know why I've waited so long because both both the Subnautica games, yeah, they're really well received games, and been out for, I think the first one came out a few years ago, but it's on consoles as well. I believe both of them are. Um, yeah, they've got like a massive number of positive reviews, and yeah, so finally decided to buy them. I may do a video on both of them in the future as well, but yeah, I definitely want to get into play the first one and the second one and see what I think. It looks like a game, especially because it's very underwater based as well, so diving and things. So I'm quite interested in that. And yeah, we'll cover them at some point in the future, I'd imagine. Next game is Stellaris. So a game that I've been looking at for a relatively long time. But yeah, never met another game. I never made the decision to go ahead and buy. Well, so now I have though in these deals. But yeah, Stellaris is. I think I may have brought Stellaris up before, but it's basically a grand strategy like 4X game in space. It's published and developed by Paradox, so probably has some of a bit of a Europa Universalis 4 or Hearts of Iron 4 feel to it, maybe, which are two games I really love. So if you're more into like space empire building, then this game may be one you'll like. I know there's a fairly big modding community, I think, around the game, similar to other Paradox games. But yeah, apparently it's pretty good, and yeah, finally got it. I think it's one of the only Paradox, one of their mainline developed games that I haven't played yet. So I played most of the others, like the Rome series, the Imperator series, and actually I haven't played the Crusader Kings, but I played Europa and Victoria 2 and the Hearts of Iron games, and yeah, now Stellaris I'll play at some point. And yeah, Stellaris is pretty positively reviewed on Steam. I think on release it had a bit more of a mixed reception, but now it looks to be much more improved. And it is on sale for £8.74 for the standard, like the base game. And then there's a Galaxy edition, which is £10.50. It'll be a little bit more that in dollars or euros, I believe. But yeah, fairly decent discount on the game. Now the next two games I've bought as well during these sales, and they combine them into this single sort of bit just because they seem quite similar to me, different but fairly similar, and they are Judonia and Pine. They look really nice, quite nice art styles. Both are like open world games and seemingly inspired a bit by by Zelda and Zelda like Breath of the Wild, so to some degree. So that's cool. And both have been fairly well received, with Judonia having a bit better reviews than Pine. And yeah, I do plan on playing both. Well, actually, I was thinking about playing them fairly soon, so may do some future videos on them both. Because yeah, they seem quite cool games. Yeah, I really like the look of them, the aesthetic to them, and style. So Judonia is currently on sale for £3.84, and Pine is on sale for £3.89. So pick them up if you're interested in that sort of thing. Go check them out. Yeah, another game I've been wanting to get for ages and finally did is Kenshi. That's the next game, Kenshi. This is like a free roam open world RPG set in like a large sort of sandbox world. The and it's set in like a sort of fantasy and pretty wild looking world. Actually, it's quite an interesting looking game. And yeah, apparently there's all sorts of stuff you can do in it, like different all sorts of different jobs and things and skills, and it's squad based as well. But I think you can play just by yourself, but you can have like a squad of like people. And you can start off in different, I think in different like towns or villages, and or like a city, and like build yourself up and choose like I think your backstory and things. But yeah, it seems like quite an in-depth game. Like there's all sorts. I watched some videos of it on YouTube, and yeah, it does seem it seems pretty wild game, but pretty good, pretty in depth. A lot going on, a lot of detail and things. I know this came out a little while ago, but it's finally out of early access. I think it came out of early access a little while ago as well. But yeah, it looks to be a good game. My friend Gaz, who had on sometime with Matt, episode 5, I believe. He has played it quite a bit and recommends it. So yeah, it's yeah, it looks to be quite positive, very positive. Steam reviews of around, you know, like the 90% wise, 90, I think it's 94, 95%, and yeah, quite a few reviews as well. So yeah, it's on sale for £10, 34. So pick that up if you're interested. Definitely check it out. It's quite a quite the interesting looking game. All sorts you can do in it. So yeah, go check that out. Next few games, I do have some of them, but not all of them. So I'll start with Total War Warhammer 3 and the other Total War Warhammer games and like their DLC. So they're all on sale actually, including the latest one, Warhammer 3. I've brought these games up in other videos. Um, and yeah, I really like the first two. Those are the two I've played, Warhammer 1 and 2. I haven't played the third one yet, but it's getting pretty positively reviewed. And one cool thing about them is if you own, depending on which ones you own, so if you own all three, you can combine their campaign maps into one giant map in like a game mode called Immortal Empires, in like an Immortal Empires campaign. So if you've got the first and second one, you can do it. Um, uh, so with all three, you can do it as well. I think if you got the second and third one, I guess you could do that as well. So I think as long as you got two of them, you can combine their campaigns. But yeah, I did an Immortal Empires campaign with Warhammer 1 and 2, and it's yeah really cool, and they are really good games. So definitely check those out if you're interested in Total War, but with like a Warhammer fantasy spin to them. They are really quite good games. They're less focused on like the empire building, like some Total Wars. I know generally Total Wars about a bit more about the combat, but these are even more about the combat. They are pretty combat focused games, but yeah, they're pretty good. Um, and yeah, so it's Total War Warhammer 1, 2, and 3, and they're on sale for $9.99, $13.59, and $29.99 respectively. So yeah, another bunch of good games that are on fairly decent deals. Now the next game is or two games, State of Decay 1 and 2. So played a bit of the first State of Decay, but haven't played the second one yet. They're basically zombie games published by Xbox Game Studio, and both have pretty big discounts and have pretty positive review percentages. I've heard good things about both of them actually, and I think generally the second one is just like a same sort of thing as the first one, but like an improvement. You do all your usual zombie game stuff, like survival and things and crafting. I think you build up like a base and things. So, and they're co-op as well, online co-op, so you can play with a friend or whatnot. And yeah, you can also get them on Game Pass. I think both of them. I believe both of them are on Game Pass because they're Xbox Studios games. And yeah, generally pretty good games. You can buy them on the Xbox app on PC or on Steam. They're on sale, so they're on. I believe they're on consoles as well. So, but currently on sale on Steam. So State of Decay 1 is currently £3.87. So that's pretty good price for that game, I'd say. And State of Decay 2 is on sale for $9.99. So decent deal on that one as well. For two pretty decent games. Especially if you're into the zombie games. I know that it was a bit oversaturated at one point, but yeah, there still are some good ones out there, zombie wise. And the final game I'll be covering on the sales is Cyberpunk 2077. So fairly big, well-known game. I've already had this. Yeah, I already bought it in the past, but yeah, I noticed this could be the biggest discount that I've seen for it. Not quite sure. Maybe it's been 50% off before, but yeah, it's currently 50% off and is on sale for $24.99. So yeah, very very popular game, but did have a really quite bad, like very bad launch, especially on previous gen consoles. It was almost unplayable from what I heard. But yeah, apparently they've improved it quite a bit. So yeah, it's now very positively reviewed on Steam. You can also get it on GOG on GOG, which is actually run by CD Projekt Red, the developers of the game. And yeah, good. GOG's good. I use GOG quite a bit as well, so usually for older games. But yeah, it's another good storefront. And an expansion for the game called for Cyberpunk 2077. That's Phantom Liberty, and that's apparently going to add a load of stuff to the game. And that's releasing in a few months, and that's end of October 26th, I believe, for that expansion. And it will be a paid expansion, like a DLC as well. I believe it would be about £25, about $30 or so when it releases the end of October. But yeah, if you want to try the first one before that, yeah, maybe give it a go, because it's really quite well received now. And if you do ever decide to get the Phantom Liberty expansion, I think it's not standalone like some expansions. It is, you need the game to play. It's a full DLC for the game. So probably take a look at that when that comes out. It looks like it's improving on a number of things, so that's good. Yeah, that's the upcoming game section. So yeah, some of the games as well, say are also not just on Steam some sale, but also on console deal. So check them there if you're on console, or if you have console and PC or whatever. You just have a look there. Saw a number of deals on GOG as well and GOG, and I will cover other storefronts in the future. The deals they have, but yeah, just thought because it's sort of second week I did a video on the Steam summer sales, I just sort of cover them, but mention the other stores. So yeah, go check them all out. And so yeah, coming to the end of the video, I'll link some stuff in the description and bits. So if you want to read a bit about more any of these things I've covered today, and yeah, that's basically all the game coverage from me today. First sort of separate news, gaming news episode, and believe I'll be publishing a tech news episode separately tomorrow. If all goes well with YouTube, one should come out on the 7th, and the tech one should come out on the 8th. But you never know. I have had two videos that have had previous ones that have had some issues. I've had to push them back. So hopefully, though, it all goes well. And yeah, as always, feedback is appreciated. So go ahead and like or dislike and leave a comment. If you enjoyed my videos and commentary, feel free to subscribe. And thank you for watching, and I'll be back again soon.